Hi everyone, this is Cameron, and this is my presentation on Slack and the use of Slack at the company I work at, FreshPrep. Enjoy. This presentation is about business communication, specifically the use of the messaging client Slack. It will cover the possibilities of the messaging client and how it can be used to create effective communication between departments. I'll be speaking mainly for the use of Slack in the order picking department at FreshPrep, a meal prep company based in the Lower Mainland. I want to draw attention to the fact that we've all implicitly become masters of instant messaging as technology marches forward. With those skills at our disposal, we should be able to channel our experience into effective business communication. Instant messaging, or digital messaging in general, is an integral part of daily life in 2020. You might not use all of these abbreviations, but surely you've seen them before. This digital shorthand implies a deep sense of familiarity with using computers to express ourselves. And while it's fair to say they come with some limitations, people are usually more comfortable communicating this way than they are over the phone, and sometimes even in person. Given that we are so comfortable communicating this way, it seems imperative we should be able to do so using a messaging client within our business as well. First, let's review some instant messaging history. The late 90s and early 2000s introduced a generation of internet users to programs such as AOL Instant Messenger and MSN Messenger. The rise of smartphones some few years later opened up the world of text messaging to just about everyone. A 2016 study stated that 200 billion text messages are sent and received each year in Canada, so there's no shortage of exposure to this way of communicating. Facebook Messenger and WhatsApp are perhaps the most popular examples of these programs. So it's no surprise, then, that a software application such as Slack has found their way into daily business practices, and here at FreshPrep, we are no exception. Slack is a business communication platform released in 2013, and it's become the industry standard for business communication. Combining the easy-to-use characteristics of instant messaging with the channel-based communication system, the software helps workers stay organized by limiting specific communication to various channels. These channels aid communication between departments and create a central hub for all workers to refer to for information and updates. Some of the benefits of using Slack include a record of communication. You're able to share files freely and refer back to previous conversations with ease. Because FreshPrep's workforce is generally of a younger generation, their inclination to use this software is greater than you might see in more established companies. The familiarity with instant messaging makes the app a natural fit with our workforce, as it mirrors other apps they use outside of work. It's worth mentioning that the software operates on the same basic level as others that are rife with notifications. It's an attention-grabbing tool, and that's by design. To impress upon you some of my experience, I'm a technical writing student at BCIT. I'm also a tenured employee at FreshPrep. Combining the skills and concepts learned in the classroom with the day-to-day experience of working at the company, I'm here to present documentation that aims to improve communication between departments by helping define the types of things my department is most likely to communicate about. I'm a member of the order picking department, and there are many instances where liaisons with other departments need to occur. My documentation hopes to streamline those efforts and create a guide to use our instant messaging skills to more directly help our department. Essentially, my documentation is a guide for clear and direct communication between departments. It outlines various scenarios that occur on a day-to-day basis in the order picking department and how the worker can use Slack to help them in their cause. Too often, workers are unsure about who to get in contact with to solve for their departmental needs, and this guide should reduce the confusion about what to do and who to get in touch with. The order picking department itself is a fast-paced environment with many resources that need constant replenishing. These can include food products, of course, but also bags in which to pack the orders in. It can also include ice packs, which are included with every order. It also includes the SBU, or Standard Business Unit, which at FreshPrep is the meal kit itself, the product we make on site. My documentation covers how to replenish all of these items and how to navigate communication between the various departments that provide them. The current infrastructure of Slack at FreshPrep is divided into different channels denoting different departments. My documentation breaks down each task into different sections that explain how best to carry out that task using Slack. Since many of the department's tasks require the use of Slack, presence of documentation will reduce ambiguity when making requests of various departments. It can be intimidating typing into a void if you're not sure who's reading on the other end. So in that sense, I hope the documentation can limit the trepidation and instill confidence in workers who would otherwise be unsure about how to proceed. While the most important part of the documentation is making sense of communicating between departments, I've also included a section that covers some of Slack's features. The design of the app is fairly intuitive to anyone who's spent any time around computers, but there are a few things worth mentioning that can enhance the user's understanding of the app. This is included because of something I've experienced in my own work. Employees are given access to Slack without really knowing what the app is capable of or how best to use it. This documentation should help to highlight the most effective use of Slack within FreshPrep. Additionally, the documentation should help the employee understand the flow and interconnectedness of each department at the company. It isn't the main goal of the project, but it's an important side effect. Understanding how each department interacts and getting a sense for the time and energy it takes to execute a workday is useful knowledge that can be funneled into personal productivity in your own department. As with any job, the longer you stick around, the more you understand how the wheels turn each day. That type of learning by experience is invaluable, but having some documentation to expedite those realizations can only be beneficial. Using this documentation should hopefully help the employee gain a deeper understanding of their role in the workplace. In conclusion, just because we're all experts on digital communication doesn't mean we are automatically using it correctly in a business setting. As with any communication, there are plenty of pitfalls and things can easily go awry. My documentation aims to reduce these situations by providing a structure for the department I'm most familiar with. Despite the simplicity of Slack, it has great potential in strengthening relationships between departments and optimizing the workday for an informed employee. Thank you.